are bracing for Iranian retaliation, and the north is still going up in flames, the judicial overhaul is moving fast forward. The government's desire to get rid of Attorney General Galit Be'arav Miara is out in the open, essentially passing rules that undermine her judgment and legal advice. This war seems to be greatly serving the messianic ideas of settlers who prefer land over life, and those who want to turn Israel into an autocracy. So, what do we currently have? A whole country waiting anxiously near their bomb shelters, assuming an attack by Iran and Hezbollah as a retaliation to the attacks led by Israel is coming soon. A right-wing militia being empowered by a government and police who see them as their natural extension. A hostage deal that is itself being held hostage by Bibi. A judicial overhaul attempt that is not only not stopped after the events of the past year, but is brought back to the table on turbo by the Justice Minister. Extreme Jewish settlers taking over homes and estates belonging to Palestinian families, once again emboldened by the Ben Gvir militia. And not to mention so many new illegal outposts that were built in the West Bank during the war for settlers. We already know how many communities were established for the 120,000 evacuees from the south and north of Israel since the beginning of the war. Zero. That's right, you've been listening. We know this is all overwhelming, and this is not all that is happening right now in Israel, Gaza, because we really can't tell you everything. This will take 3 hours or more. The horrible news just keeps coming, so it's hard to keep track. But we cannot let the doom scrolling and despair stop us from fighting for what is right. We are here to say, take the deal!
Take the deal! Take the deal! Take the deal! Take the deal! Take the deal! Take the deal!
We are here to say, ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
We are here to say, save Gaza, prevent another war on all fronts, save the children!
Save the children! Save the children! Save the children! Save the children! Save children!
And just as Joe Biden told Bibi last week, we are here to say, stop bullshitting us. We are here today and every Sunday to amplify our peace community and families back home who have been protesting every day, who are being skunked, beaten up, and arrested in their attempts to fight this government and the occupation. We are here to support the families of the hostages who are arrested when all they say is, seal the deal and bring our families back home. We are here in solidarity with our Palestinian and Israeli siblings on the ground, fighting to end this war and for a better future for everyone between the river and the sea. Thank you again for showing up week after week.
Let's open the circle so that people can see and hear. Also here, let's go back. Like join the. Okay, let's do some chants. Bring them home now. 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 Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire Gaza live! Let 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 Gaza live! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את הילדים! עכשיו! את הנשים! עכשיו! את הגברים! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו!
Thank you everybody for being here today in this deep, dark times and moments. I want to uplift from here, from Union Square. I want to uplift here Israelis and Palestinians who are on the streets protesting despite enormous despair and fear against the government, and to end the war and seal the deal and force a deal and bring them home now. I want to uplift from here our families and friends facing imminent rockets from Iran and Hezbollah as Netanyahu escalates toward an all-out regional war that will destroy us all. I want to uplift the families of the hostages at the Begin Gate, protesting Netanyahu, who has sacrificed their families to die in Gaza for Ben Gvir and his coalition of fanatics and criminals. Especially I want to uplift our friends with We Are All Hostages who are being beaten by the Ben Gvir police. I want to uplift all Israelis and Palestinians who are being arrested and detained protesting this criminal government, and the elected officials and lawyers who help them get free. I want to uplift Standing Together movement. Woo! The Standing Together movement organizing aid and trucks to go into Gaza. Today, thousands arrived in the Palestinian town of Al-Fahim, donated goods and to send them to Gaza and continue building a force of life and solidarity movement in Israel in the face of Jewish supremacy, racism, and hate. The Camp of Life, thank you Standing Together for leading joint Jewish and Palestinian Arab protests against this war. I want to uplift Combatants for Peace and Rabbis for Human Rights. Together, Palestinians, Israelis, and peace activists from around the world have stood united against the land theft and eviction of the Qassia family in Bet Jala near Jerusalem, in efforts to protect the land and its people who are facing violent arrests. I want to uplift all activists who are doing the difficult work of protective presence with Palestinian communities under threat. I want to uplift all NGOs speaking against the systemic torture and rape of Palestinian prisoners in Israeli military detention camps. Yeah! Like Breaking the Silence and B'Tselem. Thank you for doing the hard work. And anyone speaking about the horrifying, catastrophic reality in Gaza to an Israeli society traumatized by the Hamas attack on October 7, its own fascist government coup, and consumed by revenge and hate, and a media that completely dehumanizes Palestinians and erasing their suffering from the coverage of the news. I want to uplift our Palestinian friends living under occupation who face daily violence from military and settler terror and armed militias that terrorize with impunity, who are facing home and school demolitions and severe restrictions on the movement, who are practicing samud, steadfastness, struggling to stay on their land in the face of violent annexation and a system of apartheid in areas like Masafer Yatta, in villages like El-Khair, in areas like the South Hebron Hills. I want to uplift friends, our friends who have family in Gaza. We cry with you every day. In the past 10 months, Tamar, one of the co-founders of Israelis for Peace, has been standing here and raising the voice of a friend from Gaza, whose name she has protected for her safety, with whom she's been running a small direct donation program for the past 7 years. This week, Tamar is still in Israel, protesting, but she asked we read the words of a friend from Gaza here today. The suffering of the people is getting more difficult and they are living catastrophic lives. All standards as this destructive war continues. 2 days ago, the IDF asked the residents of Eastern Khan Yunis to move again to areas that it says are safe. At the same time, the residents of Bet Hanun in the northern Gaza Strip were also asked to move to areas of Dir Bala and Al Zawada. The matter has become disgusting. The displacement has not stopped since the beginning of the war, and the question is always, where are all these people going? In light of a crowding of the displaced in the displacement camps, in the spread of disease, epidemics, and harmful insects. The matter becomes more dangerous with every day that passes without taking action to stop the war, because the catastrophic conditions that the people are living in are deeply tragic. If we talk about life inside the displacement camps, you cannot imagine the suffering here, because everything here we get with great difficulty. Drinking water and food, most of which is unhealthy, but there are no options because this is war for survival. In addition to the spread of sewage in the streets and among the tents of the displaced, and the tons of garbage that you see in every area you enter, life has become very bad. Please, this war must end by any means. My appeal to Hamas is to hand over the hostages immediately and sign a ceasefire agreement. And Israel must stop bombing the camps of the displaced, schools and mosques.
Ceasefire!
Now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire live! Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live!
Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live!
And Israel must stop bombing the camps and the displaced schools and mosques. Innocent people are dying, children, women are torn to pieces. How long will all this injustice continue? Come on and stop this war. Stop the bleeding of children, of women. Biden, Egypt, Qatar, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Stop the war, Biden! Stop the war! 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 Stop the war!
Stop the war!
Stop the war, Biden! Stop the war! Stop the war now! responsible and stop the war. Reading our last words, thank you for your protest. Thank you for standing here every week for us, for the innocents on both sides. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop till the wars end. Speak to anyone, anywhere, who has any influence to tell Biden to stop this war. Stop this war now.
Stop this war now!
Stop this war now. Stop this war now. Stop this war now. Stop this war now.
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now!
Military solution.
There is
No. Military solution.
There is no!
Military solution.
There is
No. Military solution.
There is no military solution. There is no military solution. There is no military solution. There is no military solution. There is. Before we continue, everyone, we want to ask one more time. A lot of people are interested in what our signs are saying and what we are saying. So how about everyone who's standing with their back to whatever street that is, East 14? Just join the people. I know it's different than what we usually do. Join the people on that side so we can all see, including everyone here. Including everyone here. Yuvi, guide your people to that side. Thanks.
Salam alaikum. My name is Ilana, and I grew up with the songs of Peter, Paul, and Mary, one of which was actually written by Bob Dylan. It was called Blowing in the Wind, and it became perhaps the best-loved anti-war song here in the 1960s. Began, how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? And the refrain was, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Well, the world has changed, and we need more than one answer. So I wrote new verses, and I made the refrain, the answers, my friends, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. Like this. The answers, my friends, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. Sing with me. The answers, my friends, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. One more. The answers, my friends, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. How many times must the bombs fill the sky before they're forever banned? For how many years must the innocent cry? Can't you see our blood in the sand? And in how many wars must our young people die before there is peace in the land? The answers, my friends, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. How many times must the truth be revealed before people learn how to see? And how many crimes will be falsely concealed before all their victims are free? And then how many laws must be passed and repealed for justice from river to sea? The answers, my friends, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. How can the dream dreams of our peoples survive, and the way seems too broken to mend. Can we still keep the faith that it's worth it to strive, even though we won't know how it ends? Can we sing for a while and be glad we're alive, and be glad of this circle of friends? The answers, my friends, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. Last time. The answers, my friends, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. Our futures are intertwined, Israel and Palestine.
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 There is no military solution.
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 Bring them home
Now!
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 Cease fire 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 now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease
We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign!
We are running out of time. Netanyahu must resign.
We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign!
We are running out of time. Netanyahu must resign.
We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign!
We are running out of time. Netanyahu must resign.
He has lost his fucking mind! Netanyahu must resign!
He has lost his fucking mind. Netanyahu must resign.
He has lost his fucking mind! Netanyahu must resign!
He has lost his fucking mind. Netanyahu must resign.
There is no military solution!
There is no military solution.
There is no military solution!
There is no military solution.
There is no military solution!
There is no military solution.
There is no military solution!
There is no military solution.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to read a statement by Elan Calderon that she read yesterday at the main rally in Tel Aviv on behalf of the hostage families. She's the cousin of Ofer Calderon. She was here last week with us. Ofer is still being held hostage in Gaza. These are her words. This is the 309th evening. The 10th month is behind us, and it's been almost a year. I see how Prime Minister Netanyahu has been fighting for 10 months. With all of his might, he has been fighting. With words upon words, he has been fighting. But who is he fighting? He is fighting us, the sons and daughters of the families who point our fingers at him as the one who is solely responsible for the fate of our loved ones. He is fighting the nation to keep us divided, afraid of external threats, while the biggest threat to us and to the lives of our loved ones in captivity is him himself. For over 10 months, he has turned his back on the hostages, prolonging the war for his own personal gain. A bloody war of soldiers, of civilians, of the residents of the Gaza Strip, and of hostages who are innocent, except for one crime. Their only crime is that they were kidnapped on his watch. They have been abandoned for 309 days, and no one is coming. The whole world knows, even Congress knows, that Israel has no leader. Israel has no one who is willing to return peace, security, and the hostages home. What Israel has is Mr. Abandonment, whose son he smuggles under the cover of darkness to secure shelter, but leaves us, the citizens, above ground, and the hostages abandoned to die in agony. Prime Minister, Mr. Netanyahu, you have gathered cowards and worthless people around you. All those under your leadership are responsible for those who will not return alive, for those who will never return, and for all of the coffins that will return to us instead. Both will return with a deal. Only in a deal. In a deal, who knows who will survive until you finally will be willing to sign it. Ofer, hold on. We don't dare to take our eyes off of Netanyahu. The whole world is watching him now. We won't let him let you down again until you come home, you and all the hostages. In the book we are publishing this week, Mr. Abandonment, everything is written in black and white. Everything. All the blame, all the responsibility he refuses to take, and all of the neglect. Mr. Netanyahu, you will not be able to escape the great disaster that you have brought upon us. Whoever abandons must do everything to return everyone home. Bring them home!
Bring them home! Bring them home! Bring them home! Bring them home! Bring them home! Bring them home! Bring them home! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את הילדים! עכשיו! את הנשים! עכשיו! את הגברים! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! Let Gaza live! 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 They are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign! We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign! We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign! We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign! We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign! We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign! We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign! We are running out of time! Netanyahu must resign! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Bring them home! Now! Bring them home! Now! Bring them home! Now! Bring them home! Now! Now! Now!
Hello everyone, and thank you for being here again. And still, I'm Elan Cohen from the American Friends of Combatants for Peace. And I was asked to end with a hopeful note, somewhat of an uplifting note. And this is not a small challenge. At this moment, after 10 months of this horror going on, after the week we've seen, after everything that was said here, it is extremely hard to find hope in one's heart. But I will try, if you give me a moment. I think it is our obligation, it is our duty, and it is our mission to find that hope. And it is very difficult. We are standing, tomorrow is the 9th of Av, that traditionally symbolizes, well, everything terrible that happened to the Jews, and in particular the end of Jewish sovereignty. Due to the sins of the Jewish kingdom. When we think that Jewish sovereignty was destroyed, was lost because of foreign idolatry, because of bloodshed, because of rape and incest, yeah, it's very hard to be optimistic about the fate of Israel, especially as we wait the anticipated Iranian strike meant to punish the citizens of Israel for the greed and pride of its prime minister. When we see how this government valorizes land and valorizes Jewish supremacy over human life, we cannot but think of foreign idolatry. When we see the reality now, when after 60 documented cases of murders in Israeli prison cases and countless testimonies of sexual assault as a practice, only the one rape that was filmed is being investigated. It's hard to be optimistic about the fate of Israel when, in order to strike at a command post that will not change anything and will not alter in any way the course of the war, the Israeli public is fine with the murder of 100 civilians in a school in Gaza. It's very hard to be optimistic about the fate in Israel. And there is a very strong temptation to take the advice of so many on the academic left here in the US, this very facile choice to say, yeah, you know, give me Yavne and its sages, forget about the rest. The state of Israel is too much immersed in sin, is too much guilty of wrongdoings. Maybe it's right to let them go. However, I know in my hearts of hearts, and I'm sure everyone here knows that as well, otherwise you wouldn't be here every week, that this is impossible. As we chant, our fates are intertwined. This is not something we can just let go of. As we heard from Gili before, there are countless people that are our families, our brothers, our friends, our loved ones, that are there on the ground fighting this ungrateful, this relentless struggle to bring some good, to bring some solution, or at least to maintain some semblance of humanity in this region. If it's Omdim Beyachad, standing together, who collect the food, who promote Arab-Jewish Israeli-Palestinian solidarity, if it's Combatants for Peace and many other activists who stand together in the West Bank trying to protect Palestinians from state-sponsored settler violence in Bet Jala, in the Jordan Valley, in the hills of South Mount Hebron, if it's countless others that are trying, we know we cannot forsake them, we know that we cannot abandon them, we cannot simply give up hope and let this place go. So what do we do at this moment? What do we do at this moment? And I would say, I mean, we do have a certain tradition. We do have our long Jewish tradition that we can turn to critically, intelligently, not as some decree from heaven that condemns us to go through the same horrors, to go through the same disasters again and again, but rather to read it with open eyes, rather to approach it with an open heart and try and make something out of it that is life
affirming, and particularly at this moment, tomorrow we have this possibility. When we read the book of Lamentation, the scroll of Lamentation, we can read it according to its other name, practiced in Hebrew, not lamentations, not lamenting over what we cannot change, but echo, how, wherefore, how come we are in this situation? How come these cities are deserted? How come that place was a princess among the nations is now sunk so low? And standing here with our friends, with our connections, with our networks, we know the answer. How come? Thank you, Ilana. It's not something that we have to search high and wide for. It is in the wind. And like that Greek story with Midas and his donkey ears, we can just listen and take this message and repeat it. It is because of Netanyahu and his survival, political survival. It is because of the occupation. It is because years of apartheid. It is because of endless years of land theft and violence and greed and racism. It is mainly because of the indifference of the majority of the Israeli public to all of these things that we are in this situation. And we are capable, more than capable, it is our duty, it is incumbent upon us to repeat this answer to the indifferent or lost, traumatized Israeli public, as Gili said, and tell them there is an answer, there is a way out, there is a way to change things. Don't occupy, don't practice apartheid, don't trade prisoners, don't bomb schools. Stand together, fight for peace, fight for justice, end the occupation, end the apartheid, end this war, ceasefire now. This is our mission and this is what we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elan. Ceasefire now! 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 Bring them home! Bring them home! Bring them home! Bring them home! Now! All kids deserve to play! Ceasefire, ceasefire today! 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 Our futures are intertwined, Israel and Palestine! 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 את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! את הילדים! עכשיו! את הנשים! עכשיו! את הגברים! עכשיו! את כולם! עכשיו! Thank you, everyone. As we say every week, thank you so much for showing up, and we hope we don't need to see you next week because of this reason. Before we wait, don't put the signs back yet, because we have our little tradition that we're doing. We're doing our big picture formation. All right, everyone, look at George. He's showing us how to form.
Here, like some.
In front of George,
So,
basically you're going to look at the sun. That's going to make you look really good in the picture.
Almost magic. Almost.
בוא להצטלם איתנו. Let Gaza live! 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 Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Bring them home! 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 Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The occupation has got to go! War has no winners! 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 There is no military solution! 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 Our futures are intertwined, Israel and Palestine! 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 We meet here every Sunday at 5 p.m. You don't need to repeat this. We have a code you can scan if you want to join the quiet group. Please return all the signs to that pile right there. Thank you so much.